Not impressed.
I was hired to do a music video for The Muck by Son of Fly. I had this idea that it would be really cool to have a room, but the floor would constantly be moving. So I went into the wood shop and started building a miniature room. Since I planned on moving it around a lot, I wanted it to be really lightweight, so I went with poster board for the walls. Since it was a completely closed-off space, I had to light it from the inside. So I ordered a tri-color LED strip and stuck it on the inside of the box. So, kind of funny story about this light strip. I ordered a really cheap one online, and it came with this remote to change the colors. Right off the bat, you get what you pay for. I mean, see, this thing has R, G, and B buttons on it. So if you push the R button, it would turn all the lights red. If you push the G button, what do you think happens? Yeah, they all turn blue. The B button turned them to green, so, I mean, already. The buttons are just a sticker. So I was playing around with the remote just to see how it worked, and the remote dies on me while the lights are green, and I have no way to change the color, and I need to get them white. Well, I'm not going to order another one of these because I want to start shooting today. Well, it is just an infrared LED to transmit the signal to change the colors. Let's see if other remotes in the house can do that. So I gathered up all the other remotes I could find, and one of them actually changed the lights to blue. But then they were stuck that way, and I still needed them to be white, so it didn't really solve anything. And I even tried to fix the remote by soldering in a new infrared light, but it turns out the chip had gone bad inside the remote, so that didn't help either. And then it dawned on me, why am I trying to fix this remote? All the remote does is send a signal to this little guy here, which just determines what voltage is being sent to the different colors of LEDs in the strip. So I didn't need that. I just cut it out and took the wires and ganged the red, green, and blue wires together, and then had the ground wire and just hooked those up to a 5-volt source. And that was it.
It's now totally completed. And look at how cool it is. That's the view.
I shot most of the room footage at night, but if it was done in the daytime, it had to be light-proofed a little more. I wanted things to peek through from the outside into this room, so I built some doors that I could composite anywhere into the room that I wanted. I also built a glowing ball and a rig so I could move it very easily. Since the song was called The Muck, I wanted things to get dirty. I started out with cocoa, but coffee eventually proved to have better particulate size. I put a bunch of the coffee on top of many layers of screens. I'd tap on the screen, and every time I did that, a certain amount would fall onto the set. And then I just animated it. And then I projected a time-lapse that I shot of some shadows changing on some trees. I did a few different takes of the dirt, or the coffee, falling onto the set. It was actually really easy to clean up. As for the rock drums, as I like to call them, I got some stems from the artist. Here's just the drums. So we need to convert this into the size of rocks being displayed. So here's the Nuke script to do that. We've got this audio read node, which lets you select an audio wave, and then you hit generate, and you get audio waveform. So we've got all this audio data. We're using that to determine a mix between black and white. Because there's negatives in the audio, we're using the absolute value of audio data. So here's, flashing. Sorry, there's tearing here. It's just the way Nuke does it. But anyway, so you can see this is the waveform of the drums. The reason why I'm doing this whole black and white thing is because there's this time echo, a 3-frame time echo, because I wanted it to hit the peaks but then to die off, you know, so it goes and it hits a peak but then it dies off, kind of like how a VU meter, you know, bam, and then it takes a while to get back to 0. That data is controlling a switch node, and the switch node selects between these different videos, and these videos are just loops. So like, here's a small rock. Here's, you know, like a more medium-sized one. Anyway, so there's a bunch of different sizes, and there are 8 frames, and it's just different rocks that are all the same size, just to add some randomness to it. And then that gets color processed and then written out. And then here's what it looks like when it's placed in with the audio. I just put it with the drums right now. Anyway. Not too bad, right?
This technique I used for more than just the rock drums.